Chapter 76. Being the light for someone else. When the world feels dark, it's easy to think, I'm just one person. What can I do? But sometimes it only takes one person to make someone feel seen, heard, loved, safe. That person could be you. What hope really looks like. Hope isn't always big. It's not always a speech or a protest or a headline. Sometimes this sometimes hope is a smile to someone who feels alone, a message that says, I'm here if you need to talk, a poem, drawing, a prayer, a kind of word when the world is full of harsh ones. Hope can be quiet, but it's powerful because it tells people you matter. We're in this together. Your voice is a light. When you speak up, even gently, it helps. If someone being picked on and you say, that's not okay, that's hope. If someone's feeling down and you sit with them in silence, that's hope. If you share a story that matters or repost something that opens hearts, that's hope. You don't have to be loud. You just have to be real. Because real kindness shines brighter than fake attention. Smile acts can change lives. You may not be able to stop a war, rebuild a city, or heal a whole country, but you can hold the door open, ask how someone's really doing. Stand beside someone when they feel left out. Say thank you to someone who's tired. Help someone believe in themselves again. Even just showing up, being present, can be the start of healing. The light you carry. Maybe no one told you this before, but you carry light. Not the kid that comes from a flashlight or the sun, but the kind that comes from love, truth, and care. When you use that light, people notice. When you let it shine, the others feel safe to shine too. A small spark can light a fire. A small heart can hold big hope. So if the world feels broken, just remember, you don't have to fix everything. You just have to love people through it. That's how we heal. That's how we rise. That's how the light keeps going. Chapter 77. Checking in with my heart. After everything I've written about Camp Mystic, the flood, the October 7 attack, the war, the missing, the brave, the broken, the hopeful, I need a moment to pause, not to fix anything, not to explain anything, just to breathe and check in with my heart. Because sometimes when you carry too many stories, your own story gets quiet. And today I wanted to listen what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot of things at once. Tired, but strong. Sad, but thankful. Worried, but still believing that better days are possible. Some chapters were heavy. Some broke my heart. But others reminded me that people are still good. That kindness still matters. That no storm can take away someone's light. I felt fear and I felt courage. And now it's okay. I know it's okay to feel both. What I've learned that tragic doesn't mean the end of the story. I've learned that voices, even small ones, can echo loud. I've learned that real strength isn't about fearless, it's about being honest and standing up anyway. I've learned that love doesn't disappear, it shows up in the middle of pain. In prayers and hands reaching out, and silence shared between two people who just understand. Here I am now. I'm still figuring things out, but I know this. I want to keep caring. Even when it's hard, even when it hurts, I wanted to keep telling the story. Keep writing the stories that matter. Keep showing up with my heart open, even if it breaks. It's not the same as I was before chapter 1, and that's okay, because I've grown, and I've learned how much one person, one voice can hold. If you're reading this and your heart feels full or tired or even confused, just know you're not alone. Let's keep checking in. with each other, with the world, with our hearts, one chapter at a time. Chapter 78. What comes next? The pain doesn't disappear overnight. The world doesn't suddenly feel perfect, and the people who lost don't just come back, but somehow we still wake up. We still move forward. We still choose to try again, and that's what comes next. We keep walking, even with heavy hearts. We keep walking. We take it one step at a time. Some days are slow, some days are loud, some days are hard, but we kept moving. Because the people we lost would want us to live, not to stop. We carry their names, we carry their strengths, and we let their memory give us strength. We build something better. We can't undo the past, but we can shape what happens next. We build schools, we listen more, we teach kindness, we speak up when something isn't right. We don't stay silent when people are hurting. We create space where people can feel safe to be who they are, no matter their background, their fate, or their pain. We stay soft in the hard world. Even when the world feels cruel, we don't have to become cold. We keep being soft. We kept being human. We check in on people. We share what's real. We forgive. We make room for joy, even when it's small, because the little good things, they still matter a lot. The next chapter starts with us. You don't need to be a hero. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to keep going with your heart open, your voice honest, and your hands ready to help. You made it this far. You carried so much, and still you are here, breathing, glowing, and ready to write what comes next. And that's brave. What comes next? Love, healing, new friendships, hard conversations, more chapters, and more light. Because even after the storm, there's still a sky. And even after loss, there's still life. Chapter 79. Standing Together. The world is full of many kinds of people, different beliefs, different stories, different ways of living. Sometimes those differences makes us fall apart. Sometimes they make us scared. Sometimes they make us fight. But what if we look closer? What if we saw the things that connect us instead? We all want the same things. Deep down, most of us want to be safe, to be loved, to have friends, to live without fear. No matter what we're from or what we believe, those are the things that matter more. Finding unity in difference. Unity doesn't mean everyone has to agree. It doesn't mean we stop believing what's true to us. It means listening without judging, respecting each other's stories, standing up against hate, no matter who it's against, helping each other when times are tough. Stories that bring us together. People from Israel and Gaza, from the US, and all over the world have shared stories of friendship that grew despite conflict. Kids who met at peace camps, teens who wrote letters to strangers, families who opened their homes to those in need. Those stories show that we can choose connection over division. Hope is a bridge. Hope isn't just a feeling, it's a choice to reach out, to build bridges, to walk together even when the path is hard. It starts with one step, one voice, one act of kindness, and then another and another. We're stronger together. When we stand together across differences, we're strong. We can listen better. We can feel faster. We can build a world where peace isn't just a dream, but a reality. So even when it's hard and even when it feels like the world is divided, remember, we're all in this together and together we can be the change. Chapter 80. Dreaming of a Better Tomorrow. I hope these stories end on October 7, 2023. Not because the pain stops that day, but because that's the day we say, enough, enough to war, enough to hate, enough to losing people we love. I imagine a future filled with peace. I imagine a world where kids don't have to hide from bombs or cross borders in fear, where families don't have to say goodbye too soon, where neighbors who once were strangers hold hands, shared meals, and laugh together. What I dream for us, I dream of schools where children learn about each other's stories. Not just the history of conflict, but the history of friendship and hope. I dream of communities where people respect differences, faith, culture, language, and celebrate them. I dream of leaders who choose kindness over power, of voices that speak peace louder than guns, of hands that build, not break. How we can make it real. Dreams don't come true but alone. Wishing alone. Then come true when we act, when we listen, when we stand up for what's right. When we choose love, when it's hard, each of us can be part of that change. With our words, with our hearts, with our courage. The promise we make. I promise to hold these stories close. The pain and the hope, the loss and the found, the darkness and the light. I promise to keep dreaming, to keep speaking, to keep believing. Because I believe a better world is possible. And I believe we can build it. Starting now.